Moon over Melbourne, Mining Company's Hymn, I'm Not Racist But, and White Engine Against Black Magic are all poems that explore what white colonization has done to the way culture is perceived in Australia. Through money, language, arrogance, and ignorance, the authors express not only how Australia's culture strikes little significance to its citizens, but how it has constructed a collective culture for disregarding society's different cultures. In comparing these poems, new insights are learned that otherwise couldn't be recognized. In Moon over Melbourne, Ouyang Yu focuses on how Australia's undeveloped language is the reason for its uncultured society. In line 24, Yu exclaims, "Melbourne, you bloody Australian moon." The deliberate placement of the term bloody allows Yu to position readers into forming the perception that Melbourne is an uncultured place. Much like Ouyang Yu, Jack Davis expresses a disregard for differing culture in Mining Company's Hymn through the government's zealous pursuit of money and wealth. They let me search in Aboriginal reserves, which leads me to many riches for taxation's sake. This quote exemplifies how the government prioritizes money-making over conserving Indigenous culture and thus diminishing it. As these two poems are juxtaposed, it is learnt that Ouyang Yu and Jack Davis, whilst having different cultures in a now colonized nation, both experience what Australia does to cultures foreign to itself. Unsophisticated language, greed, and an unhealthy focus on wealth are all what make Australia what it is today. I'm Not Racist But and White Engine Against Black Magic, respectively, explore the ignorance white Australians possess towards Aboriginal culture and arrogance regarding their own. Ignorance is a prevalent theme that Anita Hiss conveys through the use of irony and satire, which is her underlying reason that Australia has grown to become non-culture concentrated. The first line of the poem states, "I'm not racist, but why can't I climb Ayers Rock?" This quote exemplifies the ignorance of white Australians, as they do not know why climbing Ayers Rock would infringe on Indigenous cultural and religious beliefs, therefore destroying their culture. In contrast to this, Paddy Landonati portrays white Australians' arrogance regarding themselves as the reason for unadvanced culture. In the latter of the poem, Landonati states, "Magic? He doesn't need it." This line is referring to the white fellow and how he doesn't need the magic or contributions that Aboriginals can bring to this now colonized and Western society because he can read and write. Being oblivious to Indigenous culture is why Australia devalues culture today. I'm Not Racist But and White Engine Against Black Magic uses ignorance versus arrogance to portray Australia's disregard for differing culture. The impact that these poems are trying to convey is the impact of westernizing Australian society and how that in return affected the cultural society of Australia. All of these 4 poems achieve this, however, through different subjects and literary devices, whether it be land, satire, money, or sarcasm. Through the comparison of these poems, we learn that Australia has lost culture in differing ways since being colonized.